Hey everybody. So, I'm not sure why, but I'm editing and I decided I wanted to stream it. Because, my channel's not really anything big, it's just something I do for fun. And I wanted to stream me editing. And here we are. It's kind of the same reason I started making videos, I just kind of wanted to do it. And here I am. Um, so I'm working on my 64 HD video. I still have to record some more stuff, but I'm gonna edit some of it together now. If you watched some of my earlier videos, you saw that I used I think the Game Gear video. That might not be my first video, but it's one of the first ones. I think I used iMovie, and then I switched to Power Director for a couple videos, and then I switched to DaVinci Resolve, and that's what I use now. I like it a lot. It's not super intuitive if you've never used any editing software, but it's kind of fun. I don't mind it too much. Um, Obviously, I still like doing it, so it's pretty good. Um, yeah, I don't really have much more else to say. We can just get into it. So we've got my window down here, and I've already got kind of the install timeline. So this is the install section of my video. This is a section I did for updating the firmware. So now I'm going to make a new timeline to the final assembly after doing the firmware update. And hopefully I have enough footage to kind of piece together the testing phase and the directions how to do everything. I may have to record some voice lines and stuff like that. I'm not sure. I may have to just record whole sections. But we'll create a new timeline. It's going to be using the same project settings I already used. And for the name, we'll put... not really testing, because we tested it before in the assembly. So we'll call it I don't know what we'll call it. I think for now we'll just leave it as timeline 3. We'll figure out a name later. Okay, so go in here and we want install second half, and we'll come and just show tucking in that video, that cable. Let's do out there, out there. Do in. All right. Next shot, got putting the lid on. This is a long clip. Let's see. Been doing some cuts like that where it's just the piece kind of appearing out of nowhere. I don't know if I'll keep doing it, but I'm feeling it for this video. The only section of this video that I keep debating whether I want to do separate videos, and I feel like there's no reason not to, but also, why would I make it so many separate videos? Because like the firmware update section is more of a, it's almost like a stream. It's almost a vlog. It's definitely not as produced and cut as some of the other sections in all my videos. So I'm not, I want to include it in the video because it's part of what I did with the console. I mean, and that's kind of just what the videos are. It's just me doing what I would normally be doing in this hobby, but recorded and kind of cut up, and I try to make it entertaining. But that firmware section, it's informative, but it doesn't have the same feel as the rest of the video. So I'm really not 100% on it yet. And so I've got appears. Okay, what else? Probably the screws. I mean, not to get too much into how the sausage is made, but like, I'm not happy with this shot, but I also don't want to reshoot it, because like this whole section right here, this whole back section is blurry, and this is in because of how wide my aperture is when I was doing this, and it's just something that I'll deal with. I'm not even sure how everyone will feel about me doing this, but I mean, it's kind of just my channel, so if you didn't like the stream, then I guess sorry. Okay, coming out there. Clip it. Go back. Can't really see me turning it. I feel like that's where I tightened up right there. It's the whole console twisted. We'll do in and might be a little long. Out. I do a really rough cut first, and then I'll go in and I'll trim. What I'll do is I'll do a rough cut, big chunky clips that I know I'm going to cut more off of, and then I'll put my music track, because I like to do a music track to get my transitions on stings, like a drum or a kick or something like that, and I'll shrink them down to where I want it to end after I've put the music track, and that kind of dictates where the clips are going to end and start, and I can just shift it around a little bit after trimming it down to fit between the hits, the snare, or the kick, or whatever I pick on that particular track. Did I insert that clip? Yeah, I did. Okay, so let's go. So next is gonna be the screw. Do out. Just go a little bit in, and then now we're in the in focus spot. So these are a lot more fun, and you can see it turning. Out there. In. I hope the music's not too loud for you. If it is, just, I guess let me know. Not in the live comments because nobody's watching, but if you're watching after the fact, just let me know for the next one. Okay. Add this. Yeah. That's always a fun shot, flipping it over. Let's see. Where do I want to start? Out. Do I want it out there, or do I take both hands out? I do, but it's like really far away. We'll cut it about there, and we'll decide later how much to trim off and which parts we want to keep. Okay, expansion port, that's important. Ooh, that's a nice I'll probably cut it on that click right there because it's nice and loud. But we'll see. I think that might be it for this clip. Yeah, I turned off the light. Okay. So now we gotta go back in here. Title intro, testing. Yeah, we need some highlight shots. Let's do this one first. Yeah, let's really highlight that crack in the jewel. You know, you win some, you lose some, but oh, I'm pretty sure that's way too long, but we are going to be trimming down the in and out point on that. So, like I said, this is my first cut of this section. It's basically just adding the clips in, kind of the order, and I'll probably still play around with it even more, which playing around with the order of the clips is a lot easier on this page. I think this is the cut page. Yeah, this is the cut page, not the edit page. So when I first started using DaVinci Resolve, I was using exclusively the edit page and the color page, and then if I did any voiceovers, I went into Fairlight. I think this is called Fairlight. What's it called? Yeah, it's called Fairlight. So I would use that until you have to export on the export page. But moving clips inside without it like screwing up. See, it doesn't like insert it in between. It just kind of overwrites them. That's the default. This just move it left and right inside. I don't think I've learned how to use this one, the dynamic trim mode slip. I mean, it feels a lot like this. Maybe if I just do, I don't know what it does. But on the cut page, let's say we've got this clip and this clip. Obviously that's the order we want them in, but what if I had been cutting it and for some reason I accidentally inserted it into the wrong spot and now they're in the wrong order? So we've got the one of the lid going on first and the one of the expansion port after it. I can just pick it up, move it right here. It shows it inserting it. That's it. It's reordered. It didn't overwrite anything. It didn't cut off any clips. It just stuck it in there. It makes it a lot easier to move stuff around, and sometimes depending on the angles, I might want to mix up, which screws got put in when. Just to make it more interesting, less boring, less static. So we've got that one, and then we'll do a rear shot. So I did a left and right. So let's do an up down. Let's do an up down of the back. And I think I recorded this one way, but I wanted to reverse it. Like I wanted to come down from the bottom. You know, I think I had recorded this one as being the first one. So it's a great example. So I can also take this, stick it here. It doesn't even have to be right there. It can be like off, and you see this little white mark. I'm pretty sure if I come to my clip and I want to grab it, so I recorded it in reverse because it was easier to get the focus right that way. So it's moving there, selector out, and then we come down, gets into focus, and we kind of stop with it in the middle. So we'll put her in, and now I should be able to just insert, and it plugged it in front of that other clip where that white arrow was, I think. Yeah, it did. So, but now it's running backwards. So if I right click, change clip speed, can I do it reverse on this page? I don't think I can, so I'll have to go to the edit page for this function. Click it, change clip speed, reverse speed, so it's just going to play it the same speed, the normal speed, 100%, but reversed. Change. So now instead of going up and out of focus, I'm coming down and into focus. Then we do our panning shot of the front, and we might not need so we pan down. You know, I didn't even notice that this one was also an in and out of focus. I think I did the come down into focus in my not my last video, but in the last video I did something like that. I think maybe I'll use the left and right one instead. So just go back to the cut page. Let's just delete that clip. And then grab this one. That's our out. Well, it's our in, technically. And then come. That's our out, and we're going to reverse it. Go back to the edit page, right click, speed, reverse, change. So now we go click. I might put a gap there, but we'll decide that later. Come to the side, come into focus. I don't like how it flows into that one. We might have to you know what? I think I'll just reverse this clip so it goes the other direction. Because this one is panning to the left, and this one can pan to the right. Yeah, that feels a lot better. Maybe we'll still do the up down. We'll just make it a lot tighter. Basically only the in focus portion. So like here. And we can do the inserts here too. So like let's say I just want in play. Oh no, because we're gonna reverse this one, so that spot. Alright. Kind of get into focus right there. So we'll do out, and then we're gonna play it in this direction. We'll do the in there. And then on this page you have to be snapped to it. There's no smart insert. You gotta snap. Well, you can append to the end. You can just drag it over. But we're going to just hit 9. Inserts our clip. And then I don't want to go from a rear shot to a rear shot. So we'll do this overhead shot. Go back to the cut page because it's a little bit easier. Okay. I might move all this up to B-roll and have it cut in, or maybe just the first clip will be the main, and then I'll start talking under the second clip and roll it as kind of a B-roll. Firmware update. I think I'm going to have to add some more folders to this. If I go to... I know you guys can't see this because I'm only sharing my DaVinci window. I'm just looking through my folders, all my captures too. Because I added other stuff, other tests. Okay, so... what's in this folder? Yeah, that's... Is there anything else in this I left out? No. So we've got SD testing, which I think we should start with the regular testing. Have I not recorded that? Have I not recorded the direct input? These are close-ups. These are flat screen. Did I have it in the firmware folder? Let's see. Firmware update. Okay. That's too short. That's only like 30 seconds long. This one's 30 minutes. But what is it? This is the original firmware where some stuff didn't work. What's this one? That got cut. Okay, so I haven't even recorded my direct capture. Okay. Well, let's add these folders. We've got the 240p testing. Now I wanted you to add it as a bin. Okay. Let's remove selected clips. Let's import a folder. This whole folder, select. Alright, thank you. And then import a folder, videos. I think I have all the other ones in there. Yeah, because there's flat screen B-roll. I think yeah, I don't have a folder for these yet. So let's do new. Okay. So now we've got this one and this. Oh, I can't select more than one media folder at a time. So, okay. I feel like I should capture the direct feed first. I mean, I can just put it in after. So let's see what I want to take out of. I'll do the 240 first, and then we'll do 240. Then, so 240 on a CRT, then a PC CRT, and I use a couple different resolutions on that, and then a widescreen CRT test before we move back to the direct feed. So now this one. I did it a couple times. Okay, that's my RGB console because the LED's green. So this is RGB. So let's go ahead and rename that. Where is it? Do I need to rename it in the folder? So that's 11. Rename RGB. No, it just awesome. Okay, so I guess let's go back out here, delete this. How come I can rename the bin? I can't rename the files? Maybe clip attributes? Yeah. Shit. Okay. Well, let's remove this one. We'll just add back the one video. Okay. So what's this? Am I gonna have to reshoot these? Look. No. They're not terrible. I didn't want to focus it too sharp because then you get the, I don't know how to pronounce it, more pattern, and it just does not. It doesn't look good. Let's see. What's this? This is definitely the HDMI modded console because it's got, the only question is, am I using an analog input here, or am I using, I think I set it at the end.
Amazon HDMI to component converter. No expansion pack. Machine going.
Amazon HDMI converter. Oh, that's right, because I have two HDMI converters, but so what's the other one? Maybe Amazon HDMI converter with and without expansion pack. Let's see.
HDMI to component converter. No expansion pack. 64 HD.
Okay, so that's no expansion pack, Amazon converter. Clip that. Look at that shot. Look at that face. That's a face that hasn't slept in too long. So let's clip attributes. So HDMI to comp, no expansion. Okay, so what's this one?
HD on the Porta converter, set 240p mode. regular jumper pack.
Okay, so I guess I did regular jumper. I didn't use the expansion port, but this is my Porta one instead of the one that kind of is, it looks like it's recommended. I like the Porta one better. It's not great. It has less issues when switching resolution. The Amazon one kind of gets lost sometimes, and you have to reset it a couple times when you're switching resolutions. But the Porta one is, I don't think you can get it anymore. I got it probably 2 years ago now, and I haven't ever seen it come back. It was one that originally was recommended on Retro RGB, and now it's just completely unavailable everywhere. It's not a great converter, but I mean, I don't have a whole lot of high-end stuff. I mean, most of my CRTs are free from the side of the road. So let's rename this one. Clip attributes. So this one is Porta convert no expansion. Okay. So is this with the expansion pack in? It's gotta be.
'64 HD on the Porta converter, set 240p mode, regular jumper pack.
Oh. So what's this one?
Amazon scaler with expansion pack.
Ah, that's what it is.
64 HD.
So I might leave the Porta one completely out of the video because it's kind of unavailable. I mean, I suppose I should mention that it works with it because some of you might have it, so other people might have it. They might have bought it years ago when I did. So maybe I'll leave it. So HDMI to comp with expansion. Okay. I wonder if I run through any settings in these, or if I literally just played the game. I think I just I know it looks really choppy. I'm fast forwarding, so it looks like I didn't do anything. You can kind of see on this side of the screen, it kind of bows with the Amazon converter in 240p mode, because that doesn't show up in the, oh no, this is with the Porta. Let's see, so the one that they recommend actually does work a little bit cleaner, it looks like. So you might want to stick with that. I mean, maybe it might just be because of the colors on screen, how it looks. Yeah, I had trouble getting it to sync at first. There I go. I'll play with the settings there while it's with no expansion pack. So I think I fooled with the D-blur, and I decided it looked best with it turned off. I mean, that makes sense. The D-blur is kind of for when you're on a digital input, not converting digital to analog. Yeah, it seems to be more when the gun. I also did not shift the image for this one. But it's weird, some games are centered and some are not. Because you can see it's cutting off the right hand side of the screen for Pokemon Snap. What did I switch there? Oh, it was just me switching the game. You see this one? It's still cutting off part of the screen. That's because this one I have set up. RGB is centered. And honestly, a lot of editing is watching your footage back again and again and again and figuring out what sections and you're going to use and what. But I'm kind of feeling frustrated with this footage. I'm not sure it's going to work for what I wanted to do with it. So I may end up, because you can see it's not cutting off this right side of the mini map. This is the RGB in. So I might just reshoot this again. And that bowing seems to be present even on this. So it might just be my TV when it's a mostly blue screen. It just kind of, the gun's struggling to keep up. These are old. I mean, there's an almost all blue screen and it seems fine. Well, I think it's getting a little late, and kind of realizing I might have to reshoot a lot of this stuff. So I guess that'll be it for tonight. Thank you for joining me if you watched. Looks like we got a couple, no comments, but we got a couple people that dropped in to see what was going on. Thanks for coming. And I'll